alive because he stumbled onto this.
Open it! Open the chest!
This talking head, literally talking head.
Get lost! Back away from the chest! Don't like the chest. Or I had things like exploding things! Back away from the chest! We all look the same to you, do we? One head's as good as another, is it? Oh, that's just lovely. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? No, don't hate things worse. Don't own the chest! If you own the chest, I had things like... Not nice things. I had things. See those owls? Loves? The flora all around, as I used to say. It'll go off! It's a great chest! Open it!
The head's eyes widen in horror.
You wouldn't kill perfectly innocent heads like us just to see what's in a chest, would you? Oh, there's no honour at all. None at all.
The head closes its eyes. The conversation is over.
It's a great chest! Open it! Go on! Open the chest! Get lost and don't open the chest. It's a great chest! Open it! Back away from the chest!
Get lost! Don't own the chest!
No bad things happen if you open the chest! I swear! Go on!
Bloodied and sad, a severed head sits on its stick. Its eyes snap open and dart from you to the nearest noxious bulb, and back to you again.
Open the chest there! Go on! You know you want to. Open the chest! There's loot in it! Open the chest! Not nasty, no! There's pretty stuff in the chest. Beautiful stuff. Open the chest and find out.
A sly look passes across his face.
You won't regret it. Or, to put it another way, you won't live to regret it. Come on. Open the chest. Open it. No bad things happen if you open the chest. I swear! Open the chest! Open it! Ow!
can't talk now.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life. You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. Your chant has no meaning, for you know not of whom you speak. So let us sweep away such ill-starred ignorance, and allow me to enlighten you. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I am forbidden to leave my watch, and there is no need for formality. Gratiana will receive you as you are. You'll soon find her. She never strays far from the statue of our goddess. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy and sanity where mad Brachus Rex would experiment to his dark heart's content. There are ruins in the marshes, stonework vultures that perch above the king's long-buried treasure. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death, weapons, and vile magic. The nights here are long and lonely, but I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone, the heydays of Brachus Rex. Perhaps she will tell you her tales as well. My knowledge is but a pond. Gratiana's is the sea. It is the sea you should speak to. The guests, they call themselves seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Brachus Rex, they were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible, their screams turned to solid lightning. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. As you wish. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex. He went too far. Source was never meant to be harnessed in weaponry. May Amadia curse his soul for turning creation into destruction.
Gareth returns, you will be.
Hello, stranger.
The dishevelled pair eye you with hope, though their hope is tinged with mistrust. The lizard gasps as she notices the marks left on your neck by the source collar. She steps towards you.
You've come from Fort Joy. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here through the swamp?
He'll be back, Samadel. I know he will. He has to.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope.
Rest, Jules.
Have you heard of shriekers?
Han looks down with a flinch. Samadel reaches out, grasping his hand. Her jaw tightens.
They're weapons that can kill with a screech. The Magisters patchwork them from living sorcerers. Don't misunderstand me. We're not afraid to fight, but we are powerless against shriekers. The priestess at the shrine told Gareth some ancient secrets, some defenses that could be found in Brackus's armory, and he went there in the hopes of finding it,
Focus on your breathing.
whatever it is.
Slow and deep.
You're kind to offer, but you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, stranger. It's good you're here.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
See to the others.
Rest, Jules. Claude, you still with us?
Thanks for sending me here. It's quite beautiful, isn't it? I've prayed to Amadia real hard, but I'm not sure it's done much good. Still, a wizard trapped in a pig's body. Any ideas? Oh, what a grand idea! I'll try that. What's the worst that could happen?
More junk.
May you always walk in wisdom's wake, the flower-strewn path of Amadia.
Don't move, Jules. Save your strength.
This won't be of any use.
Oh.
You still with us?
We're doomed.
Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a goddess lies half submerged in the water. Rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow by an intangible comfort. The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. As you gaze upon her loving face, you find yourself drawn into a trance-like state. A voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. Its whispers caress you like a breeze. The voice grows stronger, like a breeze picking up. What were whispers become words.
My children, gone are my children, dead are they in the cradle I have ruled.
Despite your reluctance to answer her, you can feel her presence gently goading you more closely toward her.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Amadia.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you, feel her nestle you tenderly, like a mother. The intensity of her embrace deepens. Never since the unremembered days of childhood have you been so enveloped in maternal safety.
My child, I love you. My own, I will guard you. Wander where you will, and cherish the kiss of Amadia.
As suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from dream-filled slumber. The pond now shines with an inner light, and standing in its waters, you feel rejuvenated, pure, as if born anew. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do. I wouldn't be much of a seeker if I couldn't recognize a sorcerer standing in front of me.
My Lucian's locks. Stop fidgeting, lad.
More junk.
There are many sorcerers in the world, but we have to help a special few above all others. Sorcerers with
My Lucian's locks. Stop fidgeting, lad.
talents.
She takes you in and almost smiles.
I suppose we'll see about you. If we ever make it out of here, that is. But before that, I've got the injured to see to. If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. A few hours ago, that might have helped. Look at their pallor.
If I had a forge,
Only
I could...
magic can pull them back from the brink now. Magic? All I've got is my own two hands, and...
She trails off and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. I'm just a cook. Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering.
Rest, Jules. Please! It hurts!
Claude, turn your head if you can hear
The
me.
lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow. Oh, trust me, it's very lucky. The Magisters have these other weapons, living, tortured weapons. I'd rather have 5 arrows and a spear stuck in me than get hit by one of those things. The power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers, they're called. I can still hear that sound they uttered. Makes my scales crawl.
Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now. Let us hope he finds it.
He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first. It was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn. And he died for what he believed. What did Halorn believe in? He believed in truth. He believed in hope. He believed that Alexander is a killer of Godwoken. I believe that on one point at least, he was right.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He smiles to himself, tucks the weapon away, and gets back to work.
May you walk with Amadia. Oh, I'm a wizard. And I was a long time ago, too. In between, I was a pig. And I was on fire for most of that time. It's a long story, but I think I'll leave it in the past and look to the future instead. Of course.
Matis, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
I'm fine, I swear. See to the others.
Of course.
The wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
I'm fine, I swear. See to the others.
The wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
Leave me be.
Mateys, let me change your dress.
I will not be. Leave me be.
Bye now.
We're doomed.
Mateys, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
I will not be hurt. Leave me be.
Focus on your breathing, Jules. Slow and deep.
Illusion's locked. Stop fidgeting, lad.
The lizard holds a crimson-soaked rag against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow. It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings.
Sir Gareth is looking.
The young woman twists her hands together to warm them at the campfire, fingernails bitten to the quick. Noticing your attention, she looks up at you like a startled deer.
Sorry I've no welcome drink or anything, but the misery here.
She gestures half-heartedly at the suffering of the shelter's wounded.
I will not be a burden. Leave me be.
Yes, I'm his granddaughter. My sisters and I followed in his footsteps. We set up a business making our own magical trinkets and traveling to sell them. I tagged along with the Seekers for safe passage, but I never knew how bad this situation could get. And now there's nowhere for me to go. Most of my wares were lost in the attack, but I did manage to salvage some of our sorcerer's sundries. maybe you'd be interested in taking a look? My sisters and I have been working on magical, alchemical, and downright infernal trinkets for years. Thanks to sorcerer's sundries, anyone with coin can have sharper weapons, stronger armor, and shinier equipment.
She clumsily proffers some paper. It slips through her fingers, but you manage to catch it mid-air.
Here, our leaflet has all the details you could ever want to know.
The birds are asleep. It's in the sky. The seven will show us.
You'll find Demira in Driftwood and Donna in Arx. Dagmar, well,
Maybe we
I
should
don't
fortify
quite
this
know
place.
where she's got
Make us
herself
stand.
perched these days.
No, we don't have the time. Think, damn it.
Maybe you'll
Gareth
get to
would
meet
know
all
what
of them on your travels. If you do see them.
Her brow furrows as she looks around the shelter. When she looks back at you, her eyes are glassy and devoid of hope.
Just tell them I'm safe. No matter what happens. Oh, I know my wares are not cheap, but they are so very out of the ordinary. But listen, my sisters and I have a little game to lighten spirits in harsh times. So, if I tell you a riddle and you can get the answer right, I'll give you a good discount. Deal? Oh, listen carefully now. I stand tall in the morning, I shrink in the afternoon, I disappear at midnight, but I'll be back very soon. What am I? Oh, did I say it too fast? I'm so sorry. I stand tall in the morning, I shrink in the afternoon, I disappear at midnight, but I'll be back very soon. What am I? Oh, yes! You are the first one to ever get it right. No kidding. You get a prime discount on our sorcerer's sundries. Goodbye, then, mister. I hope I didn't say anything wrong.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you?
Wished, bonny baron, now don't you cry.
A sorcerer? Indeed. I should have realized. A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. Though, of course, your collar gives you away.
So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them, so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honoured to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong.
The young man throws a furtive glance towards the shrine looming out of the water nearby, then leans in to whisper.
The masked priestess, Gratiana. She gave us shelter here and told Sir Gareth how to stop the shriekers. But she unnerves me. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please ask. Whatever helps. We came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise. And on top of everything, someone seems to be killing what few godwoken there are. It must be Alexander. A failed godwoken like him wouldn't want to see any other become the next divine. None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here.
Whisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, your
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Blood and bone, fire and smoke, death and worse.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home. You'll see. It'll be fine.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. The dwarf starts at the sound of your voice, gripping the woman's arm for a moment before he relaxes.
New faces. Hope you aren't bushwhacked by the Magisters too. As for her neck, she's remembering the damnable source colours she once wore. Same style as yours. Lucky for us, she had the skills to remove them. There's many a sorcerer that's been freed thanks to her.
The woman's eyes dart to your own neck.
Choke us. They strangle us, steal our voices.
She reaches out and gently lays a hand on your neck.
It squeezes. It burns. It's cold. It's so cold.
She lowers her eyes, her hands rubbing her neck again.
Chokes. Can't breathe. Can't speak. Can't run. Can't get free.
The dwarf rests his hand on her shoulder, a faraway look in his eyes.
I met this one in a Magister caravan on its way to Fort Joy. Gareth saved us. Got that damnable collar off her. He's been a brother to her ever since. She even made a gift of the collar, turned it into a necklace for him to wear. Funny sense of humour she has.
Rest, Jules.
We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. Shiny collars and all. Gareth and the Seekers ambushed the caravan and freed us. Saved every one of us from that hell. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them shriekers. And all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save.
From fragments to whole. From their past to our future. From their hope to ours.
She ain't detailed, but she ain't wrong. The Godwoken are our hope that a new divine can be born. Someone to replace Lucian and push back the Voidwoken. Someone to restore order and protect the source. I'd speak to Ixter if you want to know more. There's ways, but I ain't privy to them. One thing I do know, mind. The Voidwoken have their number. They react to Godwoken like no one else.
Barking dogs in wolves' clothing. Teeth in the sea. Teeth in the swamp. Teeth in the air.
Aye, there's enough of them about. But don't you worry none. Gareth will be back soon. Then we'll be home in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them shriekers. And all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save. What do you think, Leah? Can you help?
She averts her eyes, staring at the ground.
You'll have more luck getting Dallas to unlock them. The poor girl's not in her best mind without Gareth. I wish, friend, but there ain't nothing you can do, and there ain't nothing I can do. Gareth's the only one that brings her out of herself. Without him, she's... well...
Duggan lays his hand on her shoulder, squeezing it tight as tears roll down her cheeks.
Now that's a kindness. Thank you, friend.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Notice the wind mystery, it needs to be changed.
Thank you.